Now before I let you listen to the exhaust, I just want to let you know if you want to be nice to your neighbors, you could have it off or you could wake them up by turning it on. You don't have launch control, but let's send it anyway. Oh man, that was amazing. One of the coolest things about the G-Wagen is the legendary sound of the door open and close. You will not get keyless entry or soft closed doors here because of this. I could never get tired of that sound. And the cool mechanical sounds of the G-Wagen continue on the inside with the door lock and unlock sound. They sound like bullets being fired. If you're like me and you're always looking for a place to put your keys, the G-Wagen has a dedicated place for your key fob. You can see the key symbol right there, and you take your key and you just slide it right there. Pretty cool. I had some difficulty doing that for some reason. And since the G-Wagen is a vehicle for rich people, and we all know that rich people love carrying coins, there's a dedicated spot to put all the coins that they carry, because you know rich people always carry a bunch of quarters, dimes, and nickels. Pricing for the 2020 Mercedes-AMG G63 starts right over $156,000, but this one here, as tested, cost over $186,000, and that means there's about $30,000 worth of options in here. And let me show you what they are. Now, on most Mercedes-Benz models, you can pay extra to get a special Designo exterior, interior color, and trim option, but the G-Wagen is a bit more special than that, so it gets its own lineup called G-Manufacture. So first up, my test model comes with a G-Manufacture midnight blue color, which will run you an insane $6,500, and it looks beautiful. There are a total of 34 colors to pick from in the G-Wagen lineup, 11 of which are G-Manufacture colors. Next up, you get 20-inch wheels as standard, but the 22-inch AMG matte black wheels here will run you an additional $4,450, making them the most expensive wheel option here on the G63. My test model also gets the AMG Night Package, which costs $1,950 extra, and it gives you black exterior accents along with a gunmetal gray brush guard and a gunmetal gray AMG grille, which looks really, really nice. Now moving to the inside, my test model comes with something called the G-Manufacture Interior Package Plus, which costs an extra $8,050. Let me tell you what you get for that kind of money. For $8,050, you get Napa leather basically everywhere you can imagine. You also get the G-Manufacturer exclusive Plus appointments, which give you more Napa leather in this diamond-shaped pattern, even behind the cargo door. That's very, very cool. That $8,050 also gives you massaging seats if you want to relax, along with ventilated seats. Heated front and rear seats are standard, but ventilated seats will cost you extra. Next, you have the AMG Carbon Fiber Package, which will cost you an extra $3,700, and that will give you carbon fiber all around the cabin, and it looks really, really nice. I would definitely add this for sure. You also have the AMG Performance steering wheel here with carbon fiber, and that will run you an additional $900. And this one here is heated, so you'll have to pay an extra $250. Next up, you have these G-Manufacturer Napa leather grab handles for an additional $550. So all the rich people buying this for off-roading purposes can hang on to their dear life in style and luxury. Last but not least, one of the most insane options here is the top speed delimiter, which costs an extra $2,200, and that basically increases your top speed from 137 to 149 here in the G63. So basically you're paying $2,200 to go 12 miles an hour faster in your G63. That's definitely some rich people problems right there. So finally, after all that and adding the $995 destination charge, you're looking at a G63 that will run you over $186,000, so you better start saving. Power for the G63 comes from a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 making 577 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, and that's made it to an AMG Speed Shift 9-speed automatic transmission. And I absolutely love this engine because it could really push this giant behemoth really, really fast. The AMG G63 will do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds with a top speed of 137 miles an hour. But as I told you earlier, my test model comes with the $2,200 top speed delimiter, and that makes the top speed here 149 miles an hour, So it's 12 miles an hour faster for $2,200. Drive modes in the G63 include slippery for when it's raining or snowing, individual for when you want to set everything to your personal liking, comfort for when you're just cruising along, and then you have sport, and then you have sport plus if you really want to go crazy. The G63 probably has the biggest fuel cap door that I've ever seen in my life. Fuel economy wise, you get 13 city, 15 highway, and you have a 26.4 gallon tank capacity. I'm averaging, after a few days of driving, a total of 11.5 miles a gallon. Yay. Now the AMG G63 is quite unique, so it doesn't really have some direct competitors, but here are a list of other high performance luxury SUVs that you can buy. I really like this lineup here. Let me know in the comments below which one you would buy over the G63, or would you just buy the G63 itself? Design-wise, the G-Wagen remains mainly untouched, and that's the biggest appeal about this car. It has such a legendary, beautiful, iconic design. Mercedes-Benz has done a great job of just making some subtle design enhancements, and I wish that one day I get rich enough to buy one of these and move to Los Angeles, Dubai, or Moscow, because you see these things there everywhere. 3 easy ways to tell the old G-Wagen apart from the new G-Wagen is to just look at the headlamps. They're rounder than the outgoing model, and then the indicators used to have these giant screws on top, but they've gotten rid of them to make it just one nice unit, and it looks really nice. And then on the back, there used to be a reverse camera right there on top, but they've moved that down there. That's a really cool placement. Quick look at the wipers in action from the inside and from the outside. Wipe, wipe, wipe it down, wipe. As you can see, I've been watching a lot of TikTok, and I hate myself for that. Cargo capacity wise, you could basically load anything you want in here. To access the cargo, you pop open the door. It's manual, like it's always been. And you have 38 cubic feet behind the second row, and then 68.6 cubic feet when you fold the second row. And then I absolutely love the quilted leather on the door here. That's hilarious. Now, while the outside of the G63 remains retro and iconic, the interior has been completely redone to make it modern and to bring it into 2020, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now, I did mention earlier, my test model here comes with about $30,000 worth of options to get the interior looking the way it does here, but there are a lot of standard features that won't leave you feeling disappointed if you opted not to go for those expensive options. So let me show you what they are. All G63 models come standard with a Napa leather upholstery, which feels really, really nice. You get standard heated front seats, and you also get standard heated rear seats, and you also get the standard Burmester sound system, which sounds absolutely amazing. All driver assist systems are standard, including lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring. You also get a standard digital gauge cluster display and a standard infotainment system. So let's dive deeper into that. Now, like most new Mercedes-Benz models, you get a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster display as standard, and it's pretty nice. I have it set here to the classic theme, and you can circle through some options, and then you can change the dial here. You can't change the left dial there, but you can circle through some options in the right dial there. And then you can actually switch through some themes. So let's just go to designs here, and you can switch through sport, which is probably my favorite. Classic is my second favorite. And then you have progressive, which I'm not a huge fan of. Now, every AMG G63 comes standard with a 12.3-inch display, which houses the infotainment system. You have standard Apple CarPlay. You have Android Auto as standard, but you don't have the MBUX infotainment system, which I love so much, as standard. And that's really weird because the MBUX infotainment is almost standard on every Mercedes-Benz models that are coming out. So that means your display is not a touchscreen. You don't have the MBUX voice assistant, which is a really, really cool feature. You just have a standard Mercedes-Benz command infotainment system here, and you can circle through navigation, radio, media, phone, Mercedes-Benz App Connect, vehicle settings, and your system settings. So it's just a standard infotainment. It's not as cool as the MBUX infotainment. If you want a deeper dive of the MBUX, check out my Mercedes-Benz GLE review. Link is popping up in the top, or you can check out the link in the description below. The interior of the G63 is quite comfortable. Just take a look at these seats here. They're so nice, very well bolstered, really, really comfortable. The ride height of the G63 is pretty high, so you do have to climb in there. There aren't any grab handles to grab and get in, except for the passenger right there. But once you get in, it's very, very comfortable, very nice to be in here. Rear seat legroom on the G63 comes in at 39.5 inches. That's my seating position. I'm about 6 foot tall. Let's hop in here and see how much legroom I have. Not terrible at all. And if you want more legroom, just sit behind the passenger there. And you also have your own climate control back here because the AMG G63 comes standard with tri-zone climate control. Let's see how the horn sounds on the G63 AMG here. Wow, that's pretty powerful. It's actually really loud. I don't know if you can hear it. Pretty solid. And now that I've answered all of your questions about the 2020 Mercedes-AMG G63, let me give you my opinion on what I think about this amazing, iconic SUV. It's definitely one of my dream cars, so let's get to it. So I know there's a lot of people out there wondering why the G-Wagen is such a popular, legendary, iconic car, and why celebrities and rich people love it so much. In my opinion, cars that have their origins rooted in the military always end up becoming very popular and very iconic. If you take a look at the Jeep Wrangler, the Land Cruiser, the Land Rover Defender, all have their roots and origins rooted in the midst of war, as does the G-Wagen. These icons are built to last, and with their legendary history, celebrities and rich people can't get enough of them. I mean, icons love icons, right? So how is it living with the G63 on a daily basis? Honestly, this is my first long-term experience with the G63, and I really expected it to be really rough and tough and not very comfortable to drive, and boy was I wrong. When you have it in comfort mode, this thing is very nice to drive. It's very smooth, very planted, and honestly you could use it as a perfect daily driver or for going on a long cruise. Pop it in Sport Plus mode and the twin turbo V8 comes to life and pushes this heavy beast from 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, and honestly it feels much quicker than that. The G-Wagen doesn't need to be this fast, but hey, I'm not complaining because this thing is so much fun to drive when you have it in Sport Plus mode. It's really exhilarating. So would I buy the G-Wagen or the G63 specifically? Of course, if I had the money, I would buy it in a heartbeat. I probably just wouldn't spend $186,000 loading it up with all the cool options here, even though it looks really nice. When it comes to rivals, there's a bunch of high performance luxury SUVs to pick from, but nothing will make you feel like the G63 does here, and nothing will turn heads like the G63 here. You're becoming the celebrity status icon that this car is. Either way, thanks for hanging out with me today. Make sure you hit subscribe. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Omar Drives, because that's where I get all the questions that I answer in these videos. Take care. I'll see you next time. Peace. Oh man, that exhaust sounds so nice.